Welcome to the History AI podcast, where the past comes alive with facts, anecdotes, and a dash of humor. Here are your hosts, Chuck and Marco.
Welcome back to the History AI podcast. I'm Chuck.
And I'm Marco. Today, we're diving into the life of Samuel Adams. Chuck, did you bring your tea bags?
Oh, ready to steep into history, are we?
Always. Let's brew this story right.
Born on September 27, 1722, in Boston, Sam came from a family with more brewing experience than a modern-day coffeehouse. His dad was a brewer, but young Sam? Well, he wanted the frothy head of academics first.
That's right, Chuck. From Boston Latin School to Harvard. It's safe to say he was brewing intellect.
And speaking of brewing, he wasn't just fermenting thoughts, but also family connections. His cousin, John Adams, would later become the second U.S. president.
But before all that political jazz, there were weddings and lullabies. Sam married Elizabeth Checkley in 1749. They had 6 kids, though sadly, most didn't make it to adulthood. After Elizabeth's passing, he found love again with Elizabeth Wells in 1764.
2 Elizabeths. Huh. Guess he had a type.
Well, while Sam was managing family and affairs, he brewed a pot of resistance against the British.
That's right. Enter the Sons of Liberty. Think of them as the original party planners, but instead of balloons, they had protests. Their main gripe? The Stamp Act.
I guess they weren't fans of collecting stamps, eh, Chuck?
More like they weren't fans of collecting British taxes.
But the pot really started boiling with the Boston Tea Party in 1773. Sam and his gang, disguised as Mohawk Indians, gave the harbor a tea infusion. Bet the fish were buzzing with caffeine for weeks.
Talk about a revolutionary tea break.
And speaking of breaks, the battles of Lexington and Concord were around the corner. Sam wasn't fighting on the front lines, but he was a target. The British had him and John Hancock on their wish list.
But, thanks to Paul Revere, who was basically the OG version of a notification alert, they evaded capture.
And as the dust of gunpowder settled, the Second Continental Congress convened. Our man Sam played his role, sowing seeds for America's future.
Fast forward, America's free. Sam, ever the politician, wrote bits of Massachusetts' Constitution and even played governor. I guess you could say he went from brewing beer to brewing laws.
And he liked his laws strong, just like his beer. Take Shay's rebellion for example. While he rallied against the British, he wasn't a fan of this farmer uprising.
A man of contrasts, brewed to perfection over time.
When the world hits hard, hit back harder with Strike Force Energy. The zero sugar, zero calorie, power-packed energy drink additive that fuels your adventure. Just a quick squeeze turns any drink into a relentless power source. Perfect for your workout, your hike, your life. Ready to strike? Visit strikeforceenergy.com, use coupon code UTSALAX24 for an explosive 20% off your order. Strike Force Energy, unleash your potential. Strike Force Energy, fuel the fight within you.
Wrapping up, Sam Adams lived until October 2, 1803. His legacy? Revolutionary, politician, and an inspiration for a beer brand.
Well, Marco, I'd raise my glass to that. To Samuel Adams, for giving us freedom, stories, and a reason to toast.
Cheers, Chuck. And remember folks, history isn't just about dates. It's about the stories, the laughs, and yes, sometimes even the beers.
Until next next time. Thank you for listening to the History AI podcast. Be sure to tell a friend about the podcast and help us grow.